at the beach, everybody had matching towels. They were under a beer. Hey, everybody, look, what's over there? A rock lobster. Rock lobster. Rock lobster. Rock lobster.
My shortened version of Rock Lobster.
Trevor's Rock Lobster by the B-52s. Yeah.
It's a 7-minute song. I had to condense it to a minute. So there you go.
Wasn't bad, man. I liked it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome to the podcast. Happy 9/11.
Oh, yeah. Never forget, bud. Never forget.
Never forget. I got some dude at work, the same guy I got into an argument with yesterday. He reminded me of that first thing in the morning. It was
Hey,
like
you might call me a retard, but never forget,
well,
bud.
it was like we had gotten into an argument. I said some things. He said some things.
We got the 9/11 special right here.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the 9/11
Two
special.
boys in a canoe.
We got the
Gravel
shits, Chris Evans, aka Captain America, and we have Gorgeous George.
I got
Trevor
three
also.
names. I got Captain America, Gravel Shits, and then Chris Evans.
I have many, many nicknames, but I won't go over them all.
T Nasty.
That's my most notorious one. Mr.
Trebor.
Mr. Fucking Disappointment.
T Amigo. I just made that one up.
Fucking Blockhead. I grew up with that one.
Mine was Dipshit.
Oh, fucking Blockhead and Dipshit. Here you go. Childhood names.
Dipstick was a nicer version. My grandma used to call us all little dipsticks, and I thought that was adorable.
That's adorable.
Grandma calling us idiots. R.I.P. Grandma. Speaking
Yes.
of grandmas, the Queen of England's dead.
God save the Queen. No,
We talked about it last episode
We did
a little bit.
I
but
literally. That's what. Yeah, that's the name of the episode actually, because I couldn't think of anything else. I put God Save the Queen.
God save the Queen.
And we played the Sex Pistols. Like, I mean, we was very Queen. But yeah,
we had fish and chips that night.
We did.
Yeah.
We good. I forgot to mention that in the show. Had fish and chips. And
Trevor was really upset that he forgot that. I was like, don't worry about it, man. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, her son, good old Charlie, is King Charles III now. So we'll
Is
see
that
how
her
long.
son?
That's her son.
The old guy?
Yeah, her son's 73. She's 96.
Fuck?
Yeah, that's her son. She had him.
Her son is about to die.
Yeah, she had him right before she was queen.
I'm just looking at a reflection in the mirrors right now.
Oh, shit.
Or not the mirrors, the windows of the fucking hospital across the way. And the sky is red.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
It's a reflection. It's a reflection also. Yeah.
Sun setting and there is smoke in the air.
Yeah.
And there's clouds. It's the end of the day.
So I guess, yeah.
Welcome to the show,
Welcome
folks.
to the show.
This is the third welcome. You get 3 welcomes when you come to this podcast. 1, 2, 3. You're out. Or damn it, we just started. We can't. Okay, you're back in.
Was this like abortion? Like, come to this state, like, you're out. Come to another state, you're out. This state, well, there's a dumpster. There's a dumpster back here. Don't say anything.
How are you going to track an abortion from state to state?
That's something they're trying to do right now.
Dave Smith made a great argument. You're not going to charge a person in a state where abortion is legal.
I heard him.
Illegal.
I heard him talk about that.
A state that
it's a good point. See, he has a very valid point.
So you're going across state lines to have a medical procedure. It'd be no different, unfortunately.
So, like, say you
than
stop in
having
Texas,
liposuction in Florida,
and then you stop in
have
Indianapolis. Yeah, you go from Texas to all of a sudden you end up in like Indiana, and then you end up somehow in Oregon where
liposuction's legal. You know,
liposuction and abortion and assisted suicide in Oregon too.
I love the fact that assisted suicide is a thing.
I do
because
too.
if you are terminally ill, if you don't have much to live for, and
you don't want to rack up huge bills,
you know that you'd rather be in the ground at this point, and that is your choice as an American to die. What the fuck? How does anybody stop people from doing things like that? Like, that is an American right. if you want to die, you should be able to go kill yourself properly, obviously. But you know, a lot of that is up for debate, and that's what sucks, is that while people suffer and have no fucking options and just have to sit there and wither away and feel pain and shit, the government and people just sit there and fight for their fucking right to partay. I don't know. For their partay.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all about save the lives. Lives are precious.
Lives.
But what if your life is terrible? What if you're a dude that lives in a bucket? You got no limbs, you know?
Also, if you're poor and Muslim and you're over in a country like Iraq or Afghanistan the last 20 years,
you are dying of a terminal illness. What the fuck are you doing, you know, trying to stick around? Yeah. No. Don't kill yourself weird ways, people. Do it the right way. Go through medical treatments and then have them euthanize you like a dog.
Yes. Or if you're drunk and lonely, there's a train going by, you can do that too.
Oh shoot, Trevor's about to get down with some Ebidols.
I'm about to get down with the clown, big homie.
I got me one too.
Oh, let's do it.
Well, I'm saving this one for... Okay, so I bought edibles for Trevor earlier in the week because he wanted some for Friday. And then I bought some because today is my Friday. And I took 2 before I got here. So this one's for before I go to bed.
Okay, smart. Now, I wanted to have dinner cooked and at least play my song before I did my edible.
Trevor's ready to partay himself.
Did dinner and did song, alright, so we're good.
Alright, no, I'm glad to be here. It's been a hell of a week. Our Sunday shows are always our funnest. Our fun day shows, as I call them.
Fun days. We also got news, too.
What news, Trevor? Here, let's hear the good news.
Alright, so in local news, it's cooling down. It's supposed to rain this next week, so summer's...
This whole week is about to pour.
Yes.
This next week.
So all the clouds and the smoke from the fires definitely help create a climate, usually at the end.
Atmosphere.
When all the heat mixes with all the clouds and the coolness, and then you get rain.
Trevor, you're not louder than a cop. Okay, Trevor, I know you think you're louder than a cop, but you're not. I apologize, folks. People can't stop committing crimes, and the police got to go by.
People stop dying and doing dumb shit.
It's such a nice night, we thought we'd open up the window. You know, I didn't see a problem with that. All right, Trevor, so continue.
So apparently people are having problems, too. Local news. But yeah, so weather's cooling down. We have a lot of shows coming up, too. Some local shows.
Local shows.
Ooh, we got Jackson Brown. He's a well-known artist, Jackson Brown. He's been on the radio, rock and roll guy. September 13th.
All right, where's he playing?
He's playing the Cuthbert Theater.
Cuthbert.
You also have Flogging Molly playing September 16th with the Interrupters
and awesome.
Tiger Army. Yeah, they're the great Irish punk band that I've seen personally, and they're amazing. So I definitely recommend that.
Flogging Molly.
Yeah. And then we got some slightly smaller ones going on here. Like we have Tony McManus, who's playing right now at 7:30.
I've heard of Tony McManus. I don't know who he is, though.
I mentioned him last week. He's a Celtic fingerstyle guitarist. He's really good.
That's right. You did bring him up.
I should do a down review on him or something. I didn't look at listening albums today. But yeah, he's playing at Tsunami Books here in 2585 Willamette Street, 2250. I also got the Blue Egyptian jam band playing at the Big Dirty on Olive Street.
Big Dirty, I love that name.
I've seen a show there. It's pretty funny. It's like a
jazz. Big Dirty.
Yeah, it's a jazz. It's like a jazz club with a bar.
No, of course it's because like Louisiana's called the Big Easy, you know. So you're calling it the Big Dirty. Yeah. So apparently on Sundays there's some Zen meditation from 4:30 to 6 already happened, but it's at the Blue Cliff Zen Circle. Well, Trevor, don't tell us events that have already happened.
I know. I'm teasing a little bit. So one that will be happening tomorrow.
There you go. Upcoming events.
You have stand-up open mic at 8 p.m. Slice Pizzeria and Blair Boulevard here in Eugene at the Wit, which I went to, but they don't start till 8.
It's a little late.
Yeah, a little late for me. Yeah,
because we get up for you get up for work in the morning.
But you're up too. So if it was like at 6:30, it'd be perfect.
If it was at 7, that'd be all right. But
6:30 would be the best. Yeah,
and then you possibly are waiting maybe 30 minutes to get up on stage. By the time you get out with your set, probably 9:50, 10 o'clock.
So there's the Eugene Peace Choir because the First United Methodist Church, they
Life
practice
of a Comedian.
they practice 6 to 8.
What is it?
The
Choir?
Eugene Peace Choir at the First United Methodist Church of Olive Street downtown. They do practices, I guess, Mondays 6 to 8.
Choir is pretty dope. I've met some really cool chicks through choir before. I never sung in choir, but I knew a lot of the girls. I'd go to church sometimes, and I know a lot of the girls that would sing in choir. They were pretty fun.
Well, they did go to church, so.
Church girls are fun, man. They just do different things, you know. They don't have sex. They usually fool around a bit, you know, which is always fun.
Yeah.
I'll take a girl that's adventurous over a girl that's fucking seen the world.
Fair enough. Sure. Church and I have an interesting relationship.
Trevor got kicked out of a church for his bad behavior.
Anyways, so we got an open mic tomorrow at the First National Tap House, where I played a month ago. It's on 51 West Broadway, downtown Eugene, and I'm probably going to play at it tomorrow.
Nice.
And it's going to be 6:39. I'll probably be one of the first people. I'll just play 3 songs. It'll be like 10 to 15 minutes.
Do you have an idea what you're going to play?
Yeah. I wanted to do a cover song. Well, this guy showed me a song called Gaida. I've played it for you before. It's a very nice song. And then I was going to play a black metal song, Hardship of the Scots. You've heard it before. And then I was thinking of doing maybe a Spanish song or something. I don't want to. If I get too crazy, like, these people will be offended.
No, I don't think so. But I like the
trying
Spanish
to make it diverse.
Style. I like the Spanish style, so maybe that's something you could go with. I think a lot of people like the Mexican guitar and stuff.
Yeah, I'll definitely do a hard rock song, and then I'll do another song.
Follow up with some Latin funk.
Yeah, I could do that. Ooh, I could play some Enrique Iglesias too.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that. That would be fun. People would not expect that from me.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I like it.
And then there's Tuesday, there's Arts and Crafts at Studio 7, the gallery summer exhibit.
That might be fun.
And then there's the Roosters Blues Jam place.
What time is the Arts and Crafts? 4 o'clock?
11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So that's for people that. Well, you're off that day. That's right. You could go.
Yeah.
So I'll leave that right here for you, Chris. Maybe I
might go do some Arts and Crafts.
That'd be cool.
It's
a gallery summer exhibit, so I think you'd be looking at art.
Oh, of course. Get a little culture.
That'd be cool. And then,
hey, I'm a cultured guy, man.
Hell yeah.
As I put
a cigarette in the Snapple's beach thing.
I'm a cultured guy, man.
I see that.
That's a piece of artwork, man. It shows our fractured society through a man's through a man's turmoil
and his addiction to nicotine, and that's what he had was a Snapple apple.
Yup.
Thing. Yep.
We're artists.
It happens.
We're artists.
I guess the other one is the Rooster Blues Jam, the Max.
Hey, we're amateur artists.
Yeah.
Don't you say that.
Yeah, this is another place I got banned from, but yeah, go ahead and play blues there if you want. I used to play, but
Trevor can't go back there.
I'm a bad boy. There's a few other places I'm banned from, folks. But anyways,
let me ask you this: is alcohol involved usually?
I was too poor actually for the blues one. No, I was actually too poor. It was just me being angry.
No, you're
wasn't even alcohol. I could I would get one free drink after playing for like 45 minutes. You get one drink. Like, I just played good guitar for you for 45 minutes and I get one beer.
Better be a good beer. I want a Guinness.
All right. Yeah.
I want a stout.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But anyways,
I gotta go use the restroom. So vamp for a bit, and then
I'll keep going. We also got theater, the play Hamilton, 7:30, and it's going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. The Civil Concert Hall, Holt Center. Tickets start at $49. So yeah, folks, they have a whole thing about jazz. There's a lot of jazz festivals in the summertime usually, and I definitely recommend that if y'all want some jazz. Kind of like Louis Armstrong and Dookie Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald and the such. Oh yeah. We'll also do something else here interesting for you folks. We are going to, if I can find it, forgive me everybody. Here we go. Do some astrology here. I don't believe any astrology bullshit, but it's fun to read and kill a minute or two. So for Leo, which is myself, which is July 23rd through August 22nd, what good is it if you read Plato but never clean your toilet, writes author Alice Munro. To which I add, what good is it you have brilliant breakthroughs and intriguing insights but never translate them to practical changes in your daily rhythm? I'm not saying you're guilty of these sins, Leo, but I want to ensure that you won't be guilty of these sins in the coming weeks. It's crucial for your long-term future that you devote quality time to being earthy and grounded and pragmatic. Be as effective as you are smart. And then for Chris over here, the Scorpios, October 23rd, November 21st. There are blessings in every abyss. You of all the signs of the zodiac have the greatest capacity to find those blessings and make them yours. Likewise, there is an abyss in each blessing. You of all signs have the most power to make your experiences in the abyss. Don't detract, but enhance the blessing. The coming weeks, dear Scorpio, take maximum advantage of these superpowers of yours. Be a master of Zurian on the opportunity seated in the dilemmas. Show everyone how to come in on and enjoy the delights in the darkness. Be an inspirational role model as you extract redemption from the messes. Yeah, we also have a kitty here, folks, Ferrari. And she's been a little troublemaker for the most part. She likes to run around sometimes and bounce around like a cracked out bouncy ball. Baby. Yeah, I read our astrology things.
Whoa, what was mine?
Oh, you didn't ask about mine. You're like, what's mine?
Well, what's yours? What's yours? Here, I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to offend. No, it's good.
I didn't mean to offend.
Oh, man. So I literally read it to the audience.
All right, start with yours.
All right. So what good is it if you read Plato but never clean your toilet, writes author Alice Munro. I actually literally just cleaned my toilet before this. To which I add, what good is it if you have brilliant breakthroughs and intriguing insights but never translate them into practical changes in your daily rhythm? I'm not saying you are guilty of these sins, Leo, but I want you to ensure you don't be guilty of these sins in the coming weeks. It's crucial to your long-term future to devote quality time being earthy, grounded, and pragmatic. Be as effective as you are smart.
I feel like that is really applicable to you.
Maybe.
I think so. Because I think it's really easy to get into the habit of just doing the basics and the day-to-days and stuff. You know, it takes a little extra to get up and, clean that toilet, so to speak.
Or tomorrow I'm going to go play a show.
Yeah, a little bit extra, man. All right, what was mine?
Yours?
Sorry, folks.
You're on twice.
I had to poop.
So,
life's about poop sometimes.
Says for Scorpio, October 23rd, November 21st, there are blessings in every abyss. You of all signs in the zodiac have the greatest capacity to find those blessings and make them yours.
Talking about my job? Is that what this is?
Yes.
God damn it.
Likewise, there's an abyss. These abysses are trailers. There's an abyss in each blessing. You of all the signs have the most to make sure your experiences in the abyss don't detract from, but enhance the blessing. The coming weeks, dear Scorpio, take maximum advantage of these superpowers of yours. Be a master of zeroing on opportunities seated in the dilemmas. Show everyone how to come home in on the joy, the delights in the darkness. Be an inspirational role model as you extract redemption from the messes. So find the silver lining in the shitty clouds. Find the silver lining in the big shit clouds.
So much to me because of the last line. What was the last sentence? Read that one back to me.
Be an inspirational role model as you extract redemption from the messes.
Redemption. That shit means a lot right now because I'm still trying to come back from this whole drinking thing. And then the masses, just bring my fucking good attitude that I have and energize people, man.
I talk about the abyss a lot in yours, the darkness.
Well, it's crazy because I do live in a pretty dark world, but I am one of those people that I always try to look on the brighter side because Nothing's ever as bad as I think we make it out to be. I think
Usually not.
Ourselves in our own head are our worst enemies sometimes.
Yes, I do agree with that.
And I think you get into your own head too much, and you fuck around in there, and it can be for the better or it can be for the worse. But bringing positivity and trying to do good things, that's what I'm very much about.
Oh yeah. Bringing
the best light out of the darkness, man.
Oh yeah. By the way, happy 9/11 on that note. Bring the happiness of the darkness. Happy 9/11, everybody.
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk about 9/11 a little bit. Let's since it is 9/11 2020, let's go back and think about.
Do you want to talk about the one in 01, or do you want to go further back to the 93 bombings? Because remember, it got bombed in 93 also.
We can touch down on the old bombing. Originally, I wasn't sure who was responsible for the original bombings. Was it Al Qaeda before? It was another Taliban group.
It was. They don't exactly say, but it was some Middle Eastern extremists is what they say.
Yeah,
but it was people. It was people that were connected with Taliban, Al Qaeda, and also had connections with the Saudi Arabian oil companies.
Oh yeah.
Just like this one in 2001 definitely was paid for by the Saudi Arabian oil companies, but Iraq and Afghanistan were convenient.
Before we get into the Saudi Arabia oil companies, let's just talk about the day of. Where were you at on 9/11 when the towers were hit?
I was in Sacramento. I was pooping on the toilet, getting ready to go to school.
Weird.
I had the door locked because it was just my dad and I. And my dad kicked the door in, literally kicked the door, and he's like, "Get out here!" And he's a big guy, and he grabbed me and dragged me to the TV and just pointed.
Trevor's pulling his pants up.
No, this happened. Literally, he's like, "Look at this. This will affect your." He said he's literally screamed, "This is going to affect your generation." Had me look, and then I still went to school. School still happened for us.
Yeah, of course.
And then he's like, "All right, now get the fuck to school." I'm like, "All right." Like, showed me some crazy shit. Now go to school.
Yeah.
It was in the morning time. It was like 6:30, 7. He was getting ready to go to work and shit. He's like, "All right, get to school. I want to go work."
Well,
and then I remember I remember this angry music teacher that didn't like me and said I'd go nowhere in life named Mr. Cambridge.
Mr. Cambridge.
Dude, this guy fucking hated me.
That guy hated you.
Dude, all right,
like, you're gonna go nowhere, boy.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm a child.
Yeah, he had all these other kids. Mind you, these are kids, were 10, 11. And he would always have kids sing, and then he's like, "Not you," and he'd always put me in the corner, and he would have me I'm left-handed, he would have me lean against the left wall and have me write out a dictionary for like 3 hours every day, like some Bart Simpson shit. And then he would just grab it and he would crumple it and throw it away. He's like, "All right, I expect another page next time." And then he was just a dickhead to me, dude. Like, I even asked the other teachers, like, "What's the deal?"
Trevor,
he hated me, and he wouldn't do this to anyone else.
You want to know why he did that to you? Because he was a shittily paid public school teacher.
Yeah, didn't make a lot of money.
Didn't give a fuck.
He had to put together plays of these stupid ass kids doing plays.
Too long.
Oh yeah, I'd been there a while.
So I had a teacher. I have a similar teacher story. So in Miss Sanderson in 9th grade algebra, I remembered this because I was not the best at math, and I was really needing a lot of
Oh, thank you.
I was really needing a lot of extra help and stuff in math. And I remember getting into her class and her going, "Listen, I've been here for 20 years. I'm probably only going to be here another few years. I really don't care if you learn algebra or not. I'm going to do my best to teach it the way that I know. And if you get it, good. If you don't, you better get a tutor." And I was just like, "What? I need help." And she goes, "Fuck you." So that was the best thing. And she had her little favorite students in the class.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, anytime they needed help, she'd bend over backwards to help them. And I'd go up to her desk and ask for help, and she'd be like, "What?" And she'd never want to help
trash.
me. Yeah,
hey,
piece of shit.
You and I weren't the pets. Hell yeah.
But I think the next year I had a better algebra teacher. She was a little bit harder on me, but it was in a good thing because she wanted me to learn the material.
I like how this all started from 9/11.
Oh, so where was I at 9/11?
Yes.
So, interestingly enough, that you say you were getting ready for school, I was actually in school because of the 3-hour time difference.
Yeah.
So, when you were getting ready, it was probably like 10 something.
You were already in
I was in school. The day had just started. So, a couple hours went by, and something happened where the PA came on, and they basically told all the teachers to not turn on the TV. And,
oh, shit.
Yeah, to just stay in the classrooms. Because President Bush at the time flew down to Florida to read at a school in Florida, it was a few hours north, to children. And it kind of coincides with the story because all the schools in Florida got locked down pretty much. You know, they didn't know exactly what was happening.
Did Bush get to read his story to the Florida children?
I'll talk about that in a minute. But when it happened, the teacher got a phone call, and then she goes, you know, kids, I'm not supposed to, but I think that this is something you should see. This is what's happening in our country right now. And so she turned on the TV, and I bet all the teachers pretty much did the same shit. They basically probably just turned on the TV.
It's like, what, are you going to fire me for turning on the TV?
In a national tragedy. So we watched the first building on fire, and hearing that it got hit by a plane, and at first everybody was thinking like, oh, it was a tragic accident, you know, plane crashed into a building, and then we watched the second one, and we were like, oh shit, this isn't an accident, this is a thing. And then we watched the news for a couple hours or an hour or so.
You heard about
and then they turned it off.
They talk about the plane that was headed towards the White House, but ended up landing in the Pennsylvania field.
Yeah,
they
talked about the Pentagon.
The Pentagon, the fourth plane. It is crazy to think about that. Four planes.
4 big planes.
Got hijacked.
But once President Bush heard about it, he thought, I think like a lot of people did, that it wasn't an attack at first, but it was an accident or a tragic, you know, mistake, because that was the first thing that was hit was the towers. And then after that,
they're tall, they're in the way.
Well,
planes,
you know, planes hit things, unfortunately.
They do.
So President Bush continued to read, and then they came and told him that the second tower was hit with the second plane, and then they knew that something was wrong. And that's when he stopped and he got up and he left.
And then a third plane, and then a fourth plane. Yeah.
Well, then as they were in the air on is Air Force One, they heard about the Pentagon being hit, and the Pennsylvania hadn't been found yet. They hadn't known that it had crashed in a field yet. So yeah, but I remembered a lot from that day because I was in school and it was like a big thing with all of our classmates. And
it was a Tuesday.
Yeah,
I don't know what I remember, but it was a Tuesday. I remember that. And I was supposed to meet up with some friends afterwards, and my dad ended up just like having me hang out. Like, no, we'll just hang out here. I'm like, okay.
Probably, you know, not a bad idea for the crazy times it was.
I think he barbecued. I think we had barbecue on that day.
Fuck.
Like he did some barbecue shit. He's like, come on, let's barbecue.
I think it's crazy that the people that executed the attacks, they learned to fly planes in Florida. And I think Texas. I think there was a couple of places that they went around in the state and they learned how to fly commercial planes, and then they learned how to fly actual, you know, fucking jets.
They also talk about the whole thing about like they didn't bother learning how to land.
Well, they did learn how to land, but that wasn't their main objective, obviously.
Yeah.
Their main objective was learning how to hold the controls, use the controls.
Well, just in case you don't kill all these people.
Yeah.
You land on a field, here you go.
But you're not wrong. A lot of the people that executed the attack were under supervision from the Taliban in Iraq and Iran. And a lot of it was Saudi money that backed these people.
And these are people those Saudi oil people are people that are friends of Bush and American businesses.
Well, a lot of it is the fact that the Muslim community didn't want America getting involved with Middle Eastern
affairs.
Exactly. And when Saudi Arabia and America started having this relationship for oil, it started a tension with all the religious people in that area, because America is supposed to be the big boogeyman, you know.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the religion just dies really hard in that part of the world because most of it is still barren desert and land, and
when you live in such extreme conditions, and that's what you've been taught, religion, tradition,
for hundreds and hundreds of years, like
1500 years, Islam's been around.
Yeah.
It's hard to just change that in a generation, and definitely the kids that grew up with the American and all the Allied invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan, other places, they definitely, and then all of a sudden, like kids our age, they grew up with the war, with all these people invading their country all the time. They grew up with the internet coming in and changing everything. Like, so much changes for the kids that are like our age, younger.
When we came into the war after the terrorist attack and stuff on 9/11,
we invaded No 2 officially.
We brought a ton of technology and money and infrastructure,
like Halliburton,
to that area. A lot of business, actually.
Blackwater.
And we set up a lot of financial infrastructure. So basically, we could make it more democratized, and we could make it more capitalistic.
Yeah.
And that's
the free capitalist system is what we want.
Crazy about that part of the world is that a good portion of the people in that region are poor and don't have much of anything.
Dirt poor.
And then there are people that have a lot of money from natural resources, and there are people that have just above normal.
Yeah, but you're right. Then you have people that are literally starving.
Yep.
With mud-made huts.
Majority of them.
And then you have people that are multimillionaires for the oil thing.
And then
they have wives walking around with purses that are $50,000.
And then you have guys that are middlemen. Basically they're the guys that are doing things for the rich guys and the poor people, and it's just a weird circumstance because we're coming in there and not only trying to change their culture, but we're trying to change their way of thinking about us.
That's culture.
And
it's everything.
Yeah, man. You have to realize that we are the aliens to these people.
Yes.
They didn't ask us to come there.
No. But it's funny because you still have people that are like, oh, we did the right thing, trying to show them the American way and Jesus. I'm like, you got to stop that.
I think Bush was in a really weird predicament, too, because he didn't know how to defuse America. Because everybody got so patriotic and so pissed off immediately.
Especially you have the white conservative side that was all for it, kind of like the South Park episode. I'm a little bit country rock and roll.
I'm a little bit country.
And then you had the people on the left that were like, fuck no. So you had this huge thing blowing up of going to war because a lot of people were like, well, we got a Vietnam.
You don't like America, why don't you get out?
Yeah. And you had a lot of veterans that were saying go for it, but then you had veterans from Nam and other wars who were like, hey, war is bullshit.
War is necessary
for advancements of civilizations.
Well, we have to break down things to build them back up.
Well, I'm saying all civilizations, they've used war. For the Greeks, the Romans,
they have to.
What became the Mongolian Empire, they had to use war to grow. Otherwise,
America won't be around forever.
No.
And the Middle East won't be the same forever. No. But for right now, the turmoil that is between our two countries is more religious and political more than anything. It's not even our people, because I guarantee if we went to Afghanistan or Iraq, we'd probably meet some poor motherfuckers and just sit around and smoke hash and talk shit.
It'd be fun.
Eat food. Average people don't have that issue.
No.
But it's the extreme political views and extreme religious views that make everybody all fucking worked up. And, I guarantee most of the world is just calm people that are just trying to eat.
They're just stuck in the wrong place, the wrong time. They're
You're
just
born in Mexico, bro. There's no fucking that's where you were born. It doesn't change the fact that the murder rate's through the roof.
Yeah, or you're like for example, you're like from Somalia and you have to deal with like your uncle goes and raids frigate ships for money and uses that money for the community. So while the rest of the world says it's evil, your uncle who's a pirate
that is dressing flashy and is a flashy pirate is providing a service
and he's giving money to the community. So it's if you
Black Dynamite, I steal boats for the community.
Well, if I see that pirate flag, I'm just gonna have to look down real quick. By the way, folks, we do have a pirate special coming up. A pirate episode.
We do have a pirate special coming up, matey.
That'll be September 20th, folks, because National Talk Like the Pirate Day is the 19th, and Michael knows so much pirate shit. He got fired up.
Month.
Yeah, he knows a lot of shit. So
that's cool.
Well, maybe not the whole episode, but we'll definitely be sprinkled and peppered in some.
We'll be putting peppers and sprinkling salts on ye.
Arr, you better walk the deck when I'm done with your mother. Arr.
Dick, what's wrong with you? Anywho, guys.
It's gonna be fun, folks. But yeah, that's our I guess announcements for upcoming episodes. But anyways. We were talking 9/11. We're doing these things. We're talking
about the war.
Talking about how life we were growing up. Also, like at that time, the election thing happened with Bush and Al Gore. So like, it definitely like made us from a young age look at the world like, oh, things are not like, things are weird and strange.
You want to know something interesting? From a very young age, when people tried to explain politics to me, I was just like, I don't get it. Like I didn't understand it as a child, and still as an adult, I don't fully understand it. But it's one of those funny things that when the adults attempted to explain it more to me, they got more even struggled themselves to find like the proper wordage. But I don't think politics is something that you can explain. It's just a chaotic environment of two liars lying to get where they got to be.
What politics officially is how people people manage other people. Use politics like you're gonna do these rules because of this and that, because this person says it and this money's going this place.
I'll tell you what, man.
So it's just people trying to control other people. That's what politics is.
Suck. And
for the most part,
trying to control people suck.
Yeah.
The government needs to step way back. And the states need to step the fuck up, because the federal government is like involved in everything, dude. And
way too much.
Be a federal government.
Even just listening to your phone, just in case you might say something like, "Oh, is this guy going to be a mass shooter?" Like, no, motherfucker. I'm just upset that I can't find any horseradish right now.
Well, I think it's interesting that you bring that up, because there is a lot of sorry. No, you're good. There's a lot of issues with invasion of privacy. But I think that as technology gets more advanced, no matter where you go or what you do, for the most part, in most places, you're going to be fucking recorded.
Folks, it's hard.
You have to realize that none of your information's private unless you're in a locked room by yourself, and hopefully nobody's bugged it, and your phone isn't with you.
Folks, it's getting harder to commit crimes. Harder to have fun.
But with that also comes a safer society, so I guess you take the safer society versus the guy down the street building pipe bombs because he's pissed off.
he's pissed off, and he's
pissed off at the post office. And he's on the post office. He's building pipe bombs.
Ted Kaczynski, the Unabombers.
But 9/11 was a tragedy, man. A ton of people in New York died. A ton of firefighters and ambulance workers and shit died trying to save people that were
even cops just trying to help people, and anyone, just
I remember
any public
for days they were pulling bodies out of the rubble, and like they were finding dead bodies, and they were finding a couple people alive, and it was such a heartwarming moment when they found alive people. But it was just so detrimental to everybody's health.
Like 3,000 people, they say, died of the immediate effects, and then a few thousand like long-term effects. There's a lot of people that got cancer from everything that was burning in the air, all kinds of things.
Died from
a lot of people had secondary effects.
Ingestion of fucking concrete and stuff like that.
Imagine you lived right there, and all of a sudden that's just raining constant ash.
It goes to show. They said this on the bonfire, how affected America was by 9/11. Because we made Rudy Giuliani like America's mayor. And we're like, that's America's mayor, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking Dan Soder's so funny.
And for those who don't know, Rudy Giuliani was he was a lawyer who got big in the 780s for helping shut down supposedly the mob in New York. And I'm sure he did a lot of good things, but
All Rudy Giuliani did was he ran on the platform of I'm going to shut the mob down.
Yeah.
And then he took a couple of mobsters to court and he kind of won. And, you know,
he was good at using words.
He didn't bring down a giant crime family or anything.
That's
but
what they try to.
A couple mobsters to jail.
They try to make it act like he was the fucking.
Like he deflowered. You know,
he was just like when a mobster was having his meal with all his guys. There was Rudy Giuliani just fucking ready for anything, like Boondock Saints with a rope and a fucking semi-auto to fall out. Yeah, like Rudy Giuliani in the.
That was a great movie. Boondock Saints doesn't hold up, but I remembered when it came out. It was a cool movie to see.
I saw it a year ago.
It's
with Crusade. It's
a good rewatch. But man, it does not hold up. Willem Dafoe goes nuts in that movie. He's like, I'm a cop, but I'm a gay cop, but I'm not a gay cop, but I'm gonna dress up in drag, but I do this way.
I also have damn near magic powers of observing things.
Observation. Like he's the weirdest detective in the world. Willem Dafoe. That was a weird choice.
He did a good job though, being like
very crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I got one. So here's an idea we talked about: the Salty Boy Pizza.
Yes. So, do you want to know something interesting?
Yeah.
I've already tried some of the ingredients on a Salty Boy pizza. The anchovies and the olives I've put together before.
Green olives, right?
Yes.
So our idea is anchovies, green olives, pepperoni, and garlic with balsamic vinaigrette on or on the side for Salty Boy Pizza.
Yeah, we were trying to think about how to make salty pizza because we both like salt a lot, but we love anchovies, and anchovies are a condiment or a topping that is no longer existent in most pizza joints.
Also, green olives you don't see as often, too.
Yeah, so what we do is we buy like a couple 7-Eleven pizzas, and then we come home and we doctor them up a little bit. We put anchovies on them.
Yeah,
we are going to test out a saltier version of the anchovy pizza with a few olives and some pepperonis and then some oil and balsamic vinegar to dunk crust, I guess, and, you know, whatever. But I think that if we're going to try that salty pizza, we should make sure we have some water, you know, to hydrate from the saline.
We definitely shouldn't just be drinking hot sauce. Just a bottle of hot sauce is all you have to drink back. Damn it, Chris, got my eye.
Where's the milk? Oh, here's the milk. Oh, there's hot sauce in the milk.
The cat's just there, just smiling at us.
Scratching at your feet for some reason.
Just biting at your mouth is melting.
That's Ferrari's new favorite thing is whenever you're in the kitchen, she likes to come up and bite your feet.
So I mentioned Ferrari the cat earlier. Chris had an idea of doing a Ferrari puppet show, Kitten Murder Manor.
Oh,
it's going to be a puppet version of our cat,
so
murdering people in a giant fancy manner.
I loved at the end of Forgetting Sarah Marshall, when they have this giant puppet show where it's like, I guess the main character got his shit together and he put on a small play at the end that kicks ass. And I was always like, well, why can't you do that with like a murder mystery and a bunch of cat characters that are all dressed up in different like cat outfits, you know, like a pirate and a fucking
a vampire cat,
you know, and all the cats would have crazy cat puns, you know. It'd be like,
hey, get your paws off my food.
Yeah, or something like that. And
you're gonna follow along, you're gonna dangle it along like a ball of yarn.
And yeah, there'd definitely be like a murder mystery, like one of the cats is murdered and then all the cats are in the house and they have to find out who done it.
But they're doing cat things while they do it.
They're doing cat things, they're licking fucking salmon and, you know.
The detective...
They're walking by a mirror and they get caught in the mirror looking at themselves.
The detective sees this hanging thing that he can't quite reach and he's like, God damn it. What is it?
Exactly. Yeah. Like just cute cat things. So a cat-themed murder mystery puppet show.
Yeah. And also we could have actual kittens in the show too.
Sure, why not?
Kittens and puppets, folks.
Kittens and puppets.
Yeah. Yeah, kittens and puppets. Might have just called that the episode, Kittens and Puppets. No, I'm kidding. We also got anything for Fat Boy Physics Day? We talked about the Salty Boy Pizza.
Fat Boy Physics Day. Peach rings rock. Swedish fish suck.
What was the last one we said? We said kittens and puppets. That's
yeah.
it. All right. Anyways, folks, for you out there, we also had an idea for a board game. It's called Escape Epstein's Island. I feel like it would be it'd be an interesting idea. I would kind of base it off of I don't know, kind of make it like a game of Sorry, where you have to like hit the plastic bubble, and it's like, and it's like, and it's a little dice thing. It's in there, and it's rolled, and every time you hit it, it's like you have to be there for the president of the oil company from Germany, and you have to be his personal plaything for the next 40 hours. Or you hit it's like you have to scrub dishes with a toothbrush.
So it's a Sorry themed pedophile island game.
Yes.
That's kind of interesting. Do you think that at the end, if you lose, you actually have to get taken away by a fucking pedophile?
Yeah, if you lose, you get taken away by the pedophile. And
there's just a pedophile rapist on call, standby, that if you lose and you're underage, he's gonna come and get you. Fuck.
Yep.
We got to get in contact with Chris Hansen. He has to know some of these guys. He's been in the game too long, man. Chris Hansen's got to know some of these.
I'm sure he knows some people on the board
like,
game.
Jim, what are you doing here? It's like, Chris, I didn't know it was you.
But what about that young boy over there?
There was
dressed up as a crab. What's going on over there?
Don't worry about him. There was definitely an episode where Chris Hansen rode the train, I guess, to get where he was going. It was maybe in New York or something. But he knew the guy when he got there because they had rode the train together and talked. Like, and I guess they chatted, you know. And then he got to the place and the dude was there and he's like, Bill, what are you doing here? And he's like, Chris, what are you doing? Like, that's a whole thing.
Oh, man, that's wild. We talked about the bus. We didn't say anything about diddling kids when we talked on the bus. Well, you know, it wasn't bus talk. Wasn't bus talk. I ride the bus every day. You don't talk. I don't fuck kids, but if I did, I wouldn't talk about it on the bus casually, the public bus. It'd not be a thing to talk about.
I got a funny thing. As I was driving home, I stopped at a red light and I looked over at a bus stop. And at the bus stop was one tall dude standing up, holding onto the bus rail stop. And I was just like, all right, that's normal. Another guy, or a gal was there, but she only had a sports bra on, and she had a big gut, so most of her stomach was hanging out and over. And she was hanging on a cart, and she was just shaking back and forth. And so I was like, oh, man, so she's having a day. And then there was a third dude who was sitting down spraying his hair with something. And I was like, what is this guy doing? And then I realized as I'm sitting there, he's spraying his hair with like Rogaine or like hair color thing. So I'm just like
for men.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, this guy is trying to get his hair straight right before he gets on the bus.
Why not,
like he had a fucking cloth dampened. I guess he was patting his head so it didn't run.
This was a kid?
This was a dude. This is a man who's balding.
He was on the bus.
And he was getting ready to get on the bus, but before he got on the bus, I guess it was time to do a hair treatment. So
I've never seen one on the bus be like, wait, I got this gray. Hold on real quick.
No, not even gray. Like he was using a black spray. He was going over like the missing
as he's in line for the bus.
Well, he's not even in line for the bus. This is the people at the bus stop. Oh. The one guy's standing beside him, and he's kind of checking him out, doing it.
Just on the bus, just at the bus stop. I could see that.
Well, I don't know, man. Just, weird places to do hair colorings.
I've seen people in cars do it. I've been with women that kind of punk rocker chicks and had unusual color hair, like pink, blue, all kinds of stuff. And yeah, they would do like, oh, we're at the house, let's do it now. Or
okay,
like,
at the house is a normal place to do it.
But
right before you get on the fucking bus, you're spraying yourself down with a dye.
But I knew chicks too that would want to do it in like the bathroom of like at Carl's Jr. or something. Like, hey,
well, Trevor, you need to stop hanging out with bus trash.
Anyways.
What else you got, boy?
Oh,
You got something on that list?
yeah.
Got that Schindler's List?
Ooh. Sorry, too soon. Too soon.
To June.
So yeah, Escape Epstein's Island's gonna be the next big board game. We're gonna figure it out. We'll talk to Parker Brothers. We'll make a deal
We
with
should
them.
just make it into an actual reality show. Escape from Epstein's
Nah,
Island.
let's do the board game.
No, dude, I want to make it a reality show where you
that's too
actually bring
much.
children on the island.
That's too much.
That
Too
is a
much.
lot. And
Too
then,
much.
And then at the end, somebody really loses.
I don't want to actually kidnap any children. I'm just trying to make
Trevor,
a funny
we're not
board game.
kidnapping them. They're working their way for their freedom. They're just like any other actor.
Well, you're like you could literally like work as a guy in newspaper for North Korea, like the propaganda, like, oh, we're not starving and torturing them. We're giving them new types of diets to try out and very rigorous workout routines.
They get all the vitamins and minerals they need, plus loaves of bread each day. They don't need anything else.
And they get to plant many trees.
You imagine if that was your diet, if you just got, like, each person got, like, a loaf of bread a day or, like, a bunch of rice or something, and then they gave you, like, a multivitamin that was just, like, your daily amount of vitamins. You know how fucking aggravating people would be?
Yeah. That would be. Yeah. See a board game. Other thing we have is we have the idea of a locked closet child becomes famous artist using just crayons and peanut butter. That was another idea we wrote down.
Trevor,
So like Harry
had
Potter
brought up-
locked in the closet, but he just wrote with crayons and peanut butter and became this
They
world
threw
famous.
they threw a big jar of chunky Jif at him and
Extra chunk.
and they threw only orange crowns at him for
Yep.
some reason, just a box of orange crowns.
But finally he did manage to like get his hand out for a second. He managed to like grab a couple greens for some reason.
Oh, okay, green crowns too. He's
Greens-
got orange and greens.
It's got orange and greens.
He's doing a lot of University of Miami themed. Themed,
A lot of orange and green.
It's all about the U, bro. It's all about the U. You ever see him on the sidelines? That's such a funny thing because at the University of Miami they have a thing called a turnover chain.
What's that?
And it's basically a giant gold necklace that is probably like $500,000. And basically, if you get a turnover, like you recover a fumble, they give you the chain to wear for like a couple minutes during the game. So it's a really weird thing, but it's cool because like college football is starting to become like what professional football is when it comes to monetary. Like the colleges are getting ways to get these kids a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Which is good because not all of them are going to make it to the big show. So if you're in college and you're balling out, you know, maybe you should be making a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking A. College athletes are still athletes.
They're still doing pretty much a job.
High school athletes are still athletes.
Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the crazy ideas.
You been watching anything lately, Trevor? You been watching any cool videos or anything on YouTube or? Been checking out the Two Lonely Boys in a Canoe podcast? I have been. It's pretty awesome.
I mean, I uploaded an episode today, so I have.
Did you upload it? Did you
Yeah.
listen?
I did.
Yeah.
It was episode 37.
Hell yeah, 37.
37.
My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks in a row.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. There was a big UFC fight last night, so I watched some dudes and some ladies on their backs.
Who was fighting?
Nate Diaz did his last fight.
Okay, did he win?
He won. He
Of
fought.
course.
He fought Tony Ferguson. You heard
Oh,
him?
nice. Yeah, Tony Ferguson.
So he was supposed to fight this Russian dude who's up and coming called Khamzat Chimaev, but Khamzat missed weight by 7.5 pounds. So he ended up. They had to switch. All the three main events were all
Yeah.
welterweight. They switched everybody.
Not making weight is such a weird way to get out of a fight, but it's also a thing that happens And
Yeah, the guy
pisses a lot of people off because there's a lot of money involved in fighting.
Definitely.
So changing a card like within a couple days is like ridiculous.
So, yeah, UFC 279 was that.
I can't get into UFC anymore, man. Ever since
feel it.
Anderson Silva's leg got snapped like a fucking twig.
He came back and fought after that.
He did, but he never recovered really.
No,
he just
it was,
never came back to his prime.
But he's actually doing pro boxing right now, winning.
No, Anderson Silva's the man.
Yeah, he beat Cesar Chavez Jr.
Him and
Like,
fucking
holy fuck.
George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre was a fucking beast.
And he was Canadian, so he's very polite. I am not. Yeah, I think I have a seat.
I love that you're about to do a Russian accent for a Canadian.
And I
am
stop.
not.
I had to stop.
am not.
I would be like, I am not impressed with your performance.
Uriah Faber was another one that I loved watching fight.
Yep.
He was a small dude that had a crazy wrestling
He's
background.
the guy I met. I met that dude.
Yeah, Uriah Faber
Badass,
fucking killed. Like I can name you a ton of great UFC fighters, but I just haven't followed it in the last 5 years.
There's some guys that are really big that were outside of the UFC, like in Muay Thai. There's a guy named Rod Tang. He's really big.
Really interesting one that just never ever developed was fucking. He's from Florida. The black dude, big black dude.
Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo Slice.
He actually made it to the UFC and got some wins.
He
but
did get a couple good fights in.
He was already old though when he went.
He was old when he went. He was 50. He got real big over a internet video of him knocking out a white cop, and that blew up. And that was like one of the very first viral videos. Of him knocking a fucking white cop out, and that got him a show on. That got him on the show Ultimate Fighter. I think it was like season 10.
But there were some other videos of him fighting dudes in the streets too.
Yeah. And that's how he got to be on the Ultimate Fighter and meet Dana White and become in the UFC.
And Jorge Masvidal was one of those kids that fought when Kimbo Slice was doing that whole thing coming up. He's one of those guys that would fight people and be like, oh, this kid's pretty good.
Nate Diaz, there was a lot of these guys that all grew up with great wrestling or jiu-jitsu backgrounds.
Nate was jiu-jitsu and boxing.
Yeah, and then
just like his brother Nick.
The Gracies were an awesome fucking thing to watch. Fucking who was the other brother team?
Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock and his brother Frank.
Yeah, but there was another team of brothers. Fuck.
I don't know off the top of my head.
There's a lot of team of brother fighters.
Oh yeah. But I'm trying to think as far as I didn't really watch too many documentaries. I read my book a lot. That's still pretty good.
What's going on in your book?
This dude who's can't come back after having wolf powers named Perrin. He's fucking fighting a bunch of giant troll creatures. And he's got this witch and these desert people that can like blend into the forest.
Keeps trolling around.
Yeah, they're trolling around, and he's like, he nearly got killed, but he's getting the people together and he's saving the area. And it's,
saving grace.
Yeah, The Wheel of Time, Book 4, The Shadow Rising.
Hell yeah. All right, man. I think we're about ready. Trevor, you want to wrap this one up with me?
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for being with us. Our Sunday shows are some of our best shows, and don't think we don't do great on our Thursday as well, but I think there's just a different vibe on our Sunday shows. It's always nice. And we appreciate you listening. Go check out our latest episode.
37?
37.
Well, I'll have 30 up 8 this
30
week.
up 8? Okay.
38 up.
But,
probably Tuesday.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. Share if you would. We are still trying to get some people to check us out. And yeah, man.
Looking for any artists that are interested in some artwork. I don't know. Helping the website. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. It's on the board.
Yeah, and I play a show tomorrow night for Nashville Tap House for a open mic.
So come find his crazy ass.
Hopefully I don't
this
suck.
Is not
6:30. Here we go. Fucking train.
That midnight train to Georgia. Getting on that midnight train.
train.
Train a coming. Train a coming off the tracks. I'm a ghost train. They call it ghost train. Gotta train your ghost to do the most. To buddy your toast. You know it's a ghost. Ghost train. Got that ghost with the most. He don't eat post cereal. It's a ghost train. Yeah, ghost train.
Ghost train.
Ghost train. All right, guys, have a good one.
Whoop whoop.